being a single mom, working a full-time job. Living paycheck to paycheck is quite difficult. Most people don't understand. They say, you work a full-time job, you should be fine. No, especially after the pandemic. Prices went up sky high. Cost of living went up, everything went up.
I am a single mother of an 8-year-old little girl named Gigi. We were placed into 6 different homeless shelters within the state of Massachusetts in a year and a half.
My mom and my stepdad got together when I was about 2. I am the youngest of 5, and they were 2 hardworking individuals who had an incredible number of children to try and raise, with 10 years between the oldest and the youngest, so they had teenagers at the same time they had toddlers, and it was very expensive. They didn't always have the money that they needed to be able to provide for all of us.
Thinking about a child that went to a Philadelphia public school, and the child was truant. And when the case manager went into the family and asked, why aren't you sending your child to school? Her answer was, I don't have clothes to send my child to school in. And they said, well, I see that you have clothes in the household. We check on that. And she said, but he grew this summer and he's tall now and I don't have any clothes that fit him and he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed to go to school. And so I just keep him at home.
Clothing insecurity is invisible to many people, yet for a child who's experiencing clothing insecurity, it's a part of their everyday.
Clothing insecurity is a symptom of a larger societal issue. If you really think about what it means that someone can't clothe their body, which we all have, it means that they don't have the basic needs met.
But you know what gives me hope is that we can do something about this. Clothing insecurity is solvable.
I'll never forget the moment when the idea for Cradles to Crayons first came to me. It was when I was helping my niece Elise get dressed. I was digging through drawers and finding tops that had tags still on them, but they were too small. And the same thing with bottoms. And finally, I found just the right outfit for Elise. And it struck me that kids grow so quickly that clothing that might have fit them a month ago is now too small. And that sparked an idea in me. Is there a way to harness the clothing, these beautiful, like new, or in fact, brand new clothes that are stuck in people's drawers across the country and get them out of these drawers and into the hands of kids and families who could really use them? In the early days, I had no idea if what I was envisioning was even a need or how practical it was. As I spoke with social workers and case managers, what I was hearing loud and clear was that the need is huge and they do not have the space or the people to address the need. We had an idea of approaching schools and churches and synagogues and asking them if they would do a drive. And this was not only going to make it easier for us to pick up the donations, but it was also going to make it a lot more convenient for people to donate, going to places that they regularly go and they trust. If I wanted this to be an organization that served a lot of kids, I needed to figure out how to do this better, faster, and cheaper.
At Cradles to Crayons, all the donations start out in the community where they're collected through donation drives or dropped off at our bins. Everything then gets transported to our giving factory. Volunteers are triaging everything that's come in, they're assessing for quality and then sorting everything by type so that it can make its way over to our sizing station. That makes its way to the outfit station where volunteers do one final quality check and assemble the clothing into a pack that consists of about a week's worth of clothing. Those packs go to shopping, the final destination where volunteers assemble orders for the organizations we work with, and those service partners ultimately get the clothing into the hands of the kids who need it.
Equality equals dignity is a real cornerstone value for Cradles to Crayons. We want every article of clothing that makes it into a package for a child to be something that will put a smile on a child's face, that they will feel proud when they put them on and they enter their classroom to be with their friends.
High quality clothing is directly related to your sense of self-confidence, and self-confidence is so important when you're in school, because if you're not feeling confident just by the way you appear, are you going to feel confident in making friends? Are you going to feel confident in raising your hand to answer a question?
And this is all happening at a point in time when child development is so critical. Kids should be able to be thinking about who they want to be in this world, dreaming big, learning and growing. And yet they're worrying about something as basic as what they're wearing.
A child is in such a vulnerable position for so much of the day. They're outside of their comfort zone. Our outfits are our armor to walk through the world, and if they can feel confident in their armor, that's going to make a difference in how they move through their day. Even if there is a hardship, if they're not already starting off behind the starting line, that's going to be really meaningful.
Volunteerism is our secret sauce. When you come into a Cradles to Crayons giving factory, we bring you together as part of a community.
I think the way Cradles to Crayon operate is so magical and so joyous because the kids could find their own spots. They could follow the instructions everywhere to narrate the story. And then at the end of the day, you feel something tangible has been done and it's completed. So a few years from now, when the boys turn into adults and are thinking about their future, I want them to carry the values of kindness and generosity. And I know these values are very easy said than put into action. So I want them to have the discipline of giving.
It's been 12 years. I look forward to coming here every week, and I tell people about it. And so I like to come in and work with my hands and do physical things. And it's fun to watch the kids do that and the enthusiasm, and they know they're doing good work. They feel it, and I think it leads to good values. And my favorite part is when they want to come in again.
Our volunteers have always been and will always be the heartbeat of this organization.
When I come here and work, I feel like I am redistributing the abundance of the universe to where it needs to go.
It has its own kind of momentum that keeps building, and I want to be part of that. You're giving and receiving. You know, you're making this effort for the benefit of others, but what you get back is so rewarding.
We absolutely could not do this work without our corporate partners.
It can be really easy to get caught up in the intensity of our jobs, and spending some time to volunteer helps us pick our heads up from that and reconnect with what's important and what really matters.
We talk about this year-round. It brings us together. It's a rallying cry for the whole office.
You get to meet new people in your organization. You get to connect with them personally. You get to know their stories, and we find that spills back over into the workplace. You build teams that are more effective in working together. You build relationships that last, and it really adds value, not just in our community, but in our business.
And just the camaraderie this builds on our team, priceless. We can't beat it.
They gave me diapers, wipes, and socks for her because it was very, very expensive. It was like joy. It was a 2-month supply of diapers and wipes. I was able to save that money towards another bill. I didn't have to use that money. I could put towards my bank account or save it just for her for the future, making sure that she's okay. She goes into a happy and healthy child.
We were able to get a coat, we got snowshoes, they gave us socks. Basically everything Gigi needed for the winter, she was gifted. Just a bunch of strangers who have never seen us before but cared about us enough to be able to make sure that my daughter had a coat.
And I love when we have clients who come in and their kids are dressed really to the nines. You know, they come in and they've got the cutest little outfit and the clients are saying, look how I styled my child today. No one could ever question that her mother is taking excellent care of her. She is making sure her child walks through the world with confidence.
It really makes a difference when people can see that you're giving something that's real and concrete and very usable, and they can put on their body and wear it the very next day and feel good about themselves.
We received a delivery of winter coats, and these coats were absolutely stunning. Everyone here was so excited to be able to hand them out. And I know there were individual families that when they picked up those coats and the children saw them, there were tears of joy. And it made you think about, these are things that sometimes we take for granted.
Seeing them wearing those coats to me, it's like, yes, what we're doing, it's working. Because they feel so proud of themselves. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I've got something. I can conquer this. I can do that.
The comments about, I can go out and play in the snow. I'm going to be able to go outside with my friends in the neighborhood. Things that we just think happen naturally, but because of that whole clothing insecurity, they don't. We have to make sure we're taking care of kids from academics, food, but also clothing. That makes a huge difference on a daily basis.
By choosing to pack up your unneeded items and to make sure that they didn't end up in a landfill, that they were quality and you donated them with the general knowledge that someone was going to receive them, well, I was that someone. If you need a face to put to what donations look like, this is someone 20 or 25 years after your donation never had to wonder if they would have the shoes they needed to go out to recess. They'd never have to wonder if they would have a winter jacket so that they could go play. Like, those are all vital pieces of my childhood, and you helped provide that. And so when you are considering if you want to give, do it. It's really worth it.
This is the little girl that it's helped. Can you say hi to everybody? Having organizations like Cradles to Crayons helping us has opened my mind to see that there are warm-hearted people out there that do not judge people's past on trying to get their foot through the darkest of times.
When I think of Cradles to Crayon, I think of like a light at the end of a tunnel. It's a dark tunnel and there's a light at the end, and you know you're gonna get to that light because it's hope. It really gives me hope for the future, knowing that I'm not alone and I could get the help that I need just by reaching out. And I'm very, very thankful for the organization and the donors, of course.
If more people had the help like Cradles to Crayons and just being able to be counted as a part of society, it makes a big difference, because when you see that people believe in you, you believe a little bit more in yourself.
When I think about the vision for Cradles to Crayons' future, it's really about bringing attention to clothing insecurity, inspiring more people to take action on this issue across the country, and sparking a movement. There's so much more need that we must be able to address, both within the cities that we're in today, and then really looking to grow and expand our footprint nationally. The mission is also incredibly important because of how we do the work. We bring together people and communities, inspire them to take action, create spaces of joy and connection. And frankly, we need more of those spaces in the world now than we ever have. I think that Cradles to Crayons can be a powerful demonstration of what happens when people and communities come together as a force for good.
Leading Cradles to Crayons has been the biggest privilege of my life. And I'm so grateful to everybody who's been a part of this journey, because it's so much bigger than me. And for us to really address this need, it needs to involve so many more people. Cradles to Crayons is a key part of the social services fabric. Together, we are making a material impact.
When you're looking to give back, think of Cradles to Crayons and help us directly end clothing insecurity.
I'd encourage any company to get involved with Cradles to Crayons. It's a great way to get your employees engaged and volunteering in the community and having a tremendous impact.
Consider donating your time to end clothing insecurity. Volunteer with Cradles to Crayon. Come with your family. Make it about you ending the clothing insecurity. We all need to do it together. We should do it now.
I encourage everybody to do what they can to help Cradles to Crayons in the work that they do. Whether that means volunteering your time and your volunteer hours, volunteering monetary donations, I encourage you to give this to this amazing company with honor and respect, just as they do to the communities that we serve.
If you want to make a difference right away, drop off gently used, high-quality clothing item to Cradles to Crayons.
We need your support. All of us needs to work together.
In order to put an end to clothing insecurity, we need your help. We need you to volunteer, donate, come with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, and join us so that all kids can get what they need to thrive.